back to Mech Tech with Mr. Sullivan. Today we are going to continue our house series by making house number 5. When you're done, this will be pretty close to what it'll look like. Obviously you are allowed to change the color, but what we're going to focus on today is really working with that duplicate tool so we can get this railing done. Alright, so this is what it'll look like when we're done. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one so we can get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start off with a box. Once you get that box put out here, we're going to shrink down the Z to about 7. And then we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to scale that down. Remember, you can hold Shift, scale it down to about 18. Turn it into a hole, and then make it thicker so it sticks out. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make our window first. We're going to align this to the center. Okay. Duplicate that box, set it off to the side for now. We're going to go ahead and group that to create the outside frame. Change the color. Now on this one, this is where this box is going to come into play. We're going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit, go into focus. There we go. We're going to change it into a solid. We're going to duplicate it, get that out there. Shrink this one down to 1, and then 7. Okay. Change it to white. Move that over. Then we're going to duplicate it again. Rotate. That way we get that lattice look to the window. Grab that. We're going to align. Make sure it's all nice and centered. So centered on X, Y, and Z. And then we are going to group that section so we have the frame to our window. Now I'm going to grab this, change the color, shrink that down to 6, grab both of these, align them on X and Y, and then we're going to group it. Remember, we want to go to multicolor. There's our window. Okay, quick and easy. Set that off to the side. We'll start that again, or we'll come back to that here in a little bit. Alright, next we're going to grab a box, change it to white, and then we're going to scale it down to 4. Okay, so once you get it down to 4, then we're going to grab it and make it about 45 tall, so 45 along the Z. So X and Y are 4, Z is 45. Oh, I lied. I want that one to be about 25. 25. Not 45, 25. Once you get that done, you're going to hit duplicate. You're going to move it down to where it is about 6 right here. Because what that 6 is showing you. So again, we'll move that down. What that 6 is showing you, if we can get it back there, is the distance away from the existing post that you just made. Okay. So once you get that moved, go ahead and hit duplicate again. Move it 6. And then when you hit it again, it'll automatically jump it for you. So you want to have 6 of these in a row like this. Okay. Once you get that done, you will grab all 6 of them, you will duplicate them, and you will move those over 6. Okay? Once you get that, you're going to duplicate until you hit 20. So there's 1, 2, 3. I went about 3 too long. So about 20, all right? So it should look like this. The reason why we're doing that is because it's going to make it really easy to make that front porch, okay? So from here, I'm going to grab, without grabbing the outside row in the front and the sides, I'm going to hit that delete key. Then I can go back and grab the individual ones that are on the inside here and delete those out. Oh, I accidentally deleted one over here. I deleted a couple over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate, move it out, and then hit duplicate again. There we go. Back to where it was supposed to be. All right, so from here, I'm going to select this back post, hold shift, select the front post, so all four corners, and then you will take this up to 45. All right, once you get that done, you're going to come in here, you're going to count 6 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, select that post, then from the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold shift, and select, so you have these two posts, and we're going to do the same thing up to 45. All right, now we can delete these center ones, bring a box out, line it up in one of the corners. We're going to make it nice and big here, and then shrink it all the way down on the Z to 1. Change it to white. Then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to shrink that in to 4. I'm going to lift it up on the Z to where it's right in line with these, the tops of these posts. Okay. Then I'm going to drag it and move it over like that. Okay, so about to 45. Okay, and then I will click off of it, come back in, click on it, so I can duplicate it without it moving. Now I'll take that one and I'll bring it over to this side. Oop, it looks like I accidentally forgot a post here. Not a big deal. We'll shrink that one down. We'll duplicate it, slide this one over 6, and then raise it back up to 45. Okay, so if you accidentally delete a post that you weren't supposed to, not a big deal. Just make a new one. Okay, so right now we have the tops there done. So I'm going to duplicate that one, rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going to move it over to this post, and then I'll shrink it like that. Oop. Click off of it, click back on it, duplicate it. So you go up, click the duplicate button, grab it, grab the rail, and move it over onto this side. Once you have that done, then you are going to go through and grab all of this without the window, group it together, and it'll make it all nice and smooth. There you go. There is your front porch. Okay. So now we need to make the body of the house. So we're going to get that, bring that over, line it up with your porch right here. Bring that over to where it is in line. Bring it back to however wide you want your house to be. And we're actually going to bring it up quite a ways. We'll adjust the height here in a little bit. All right? So now that we're here, I'm going to go ahead and change the color now just to make it a little bit more appealing for me. Then I'm going to go grab a roof. I'm going to set it on the work plane. I'm going to try and line it up with that edge. You don't have to do that yet, but eventually that will make things a lot easier. Rotate it 90 degrees. See how it's still lined up with that edge? Now we can take it, bring it out here, get it lined up with this edge. And then we're going to bring it up 45, like that, because it will be lined up right on top here. And we're going to go make it really wide, and then bring the roof up just a little bit to give it a little bit more pitch. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to hit that up arrow on my keyboard to bring it in until I can see the tops of these posts. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to hit the down arrow until I can no longer see the tops of the posts, and then I'm going to hit it 2 more times. Boom, boom. Okay, and that'll give you that nice little overhang. All right. So once you have that done, go ahead and change color if you want to. I think red and this like mustard color look really good together, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okay. From there, grab another roof, and what you can do instead of grabbing a brand new one, grab this one, hit duplicate, and go ahead and lift it up. Align it. Oh, looks like I moved it a little too much. Go ahead and get that lined up like that. I want to get a little bit more pitch to this. A little bit more pitch right there. And then we're going to bring this in just a hair. Like so. I think that's a good roof right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group all of this together. Remember, go to multicolor, make it a little bit easier to move around. Then I'm going to grab the window right here. Rotate it. Hit D to bring it up onto the work plane. And then I'm going to go put it back in the house. Let's focus on it. Rotate. And zoom out just a hair. Lift it up to about that 26 range. Okay. And then we're going to shrink it just a hair and then make it just a little bit wider. Let's go about 25. Okay. And then all you have to do is stick it back into the house like that. Then we're going to hit duplicate and we're going to bring it over. Oop. And we're just going to bring it over by holding the arrow key on the keyboard. Try and get that centered up here like that. We're going to duplicate it and then bring it up. Bring it up. And the way that you can do that is hold Control and the up arrow on your keyboard. I'll bring it up to the top of the house, upstairs. And now we need to set that back in. We're going to make this window a little taller. Like that. I think that's good. Click off of it, click back on it, duplicate, slide a window over, right to the center. And then we're going to duplicate it again, and it should drop it pretty close to where you want it. Slide that one over. So it looks like that. All right. From here, we're going to duplicate this window. on the work plane. We're going to save that one for later. All right. First, we want to create what's called a dormer. So it's going to sit right on top of the roof here. Grab a box, change it to your house color. Grab this window, duplicate it, bring it over to the box. Now we're going to scale it. So hold Shift, bring it down. Let's go about 18. Set it where you want it, this way. Then you can grab both of these, align them here and here. And then we will, and then we will group them. Go grab a roof. Bring that roof up. And then you can select both objects and align. And then you will want to bump that out. There we go. Change the color to match your roof. Group. There is your first dormer. So bring that up. Set it on your house. I'm going to zoom in on it. So set it on your house. Now we're going to make it a little bit longer. And then we're going to scale it. So hold Shift, grab it, start scaling it down just a little bit. Lift it up just a hair. And we're going to continue to tweak it until you have that roof line disappear into the existing roof. So it'll look like that. Center it over this window. Now I'm going to hit duplicate. I'm going to move it over where it's now centered over this window. Hit duplicate again. Center it. There is your dormers. Go ahead and group. Now we're going to take this window and turn this into a door. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, drop it down, ungroup, because you want everything ungrouped. Click on these center sections, delete those, change the color of the window to the color of a door. Then I'm going to group it, go to multicolor, extend it to about just under 45, go grab a sphere, scale the sphere, so we're going to create our doorknob. We're going to scale it down to about 6, then bring it up just a little bit, change the color, let's go gray for this doorknob. Put it where you think it should go. I think that's actually a pretty good spot right there. Group the two. Rotate 90. Press D to bring it up. Then you're going to go put it in the house where you think it should go. Don't worry about centering it. You just want the depth of the door correct, like this. Then you will select all, align, center, and group. And you are done. There is your house. Hopefully you guys learned something, and good luck.